My father. Born in Liberia, in a city named after a colonizer, he was a complicated man. One part sports fanatic, other part mystery. He was a code sworn to secrecy from fear that his kids would realize that even lions become prey. He prayed that his kids would not become statistics. Bad boys, 89 Pistons, Green Bay packed his baggage away from his seeds. Chicago bared the burden of raising black boys from a distance in a nation seemingly burdened by black boys' existence. He told me that every night he would watch the Detroit news hoping he didn't see his seeds chalk-lined. A sea of space separated us. At the time I didn't realize the importance of sailing even in the midst of storms. Riding the waves to raid his heart called me a Minnesota Viking. A distant longing added to my confusion. I was puzzled, trying to figure out why this piece didn't fit in our home. We leased time during the holidays and summer, rented space in his heart even though it seemed like the woman who owned it wanted us evicted. For that, I resented my dad for years. I was an emotional kid, and in Halloween culture where I had to dress up, masking how I felt, I wasn't allowed to feel, to peel back layers of emotions to get to the seed. I believed that my fault was against him, so I held on to unforgiveness until I witnessed his helpless body in the bed where his heart would stop beating for good. My father was a good man, but far from perfect. He loved the best way he could. My father was a picture of Adam, and the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, because when I look at him, I see me. Flaws, faults, and all. The image of imperfection, trying to live worthy of a call to be a father. I fall short constantly, trying to navigate tough waters, often forgetting that the boat won't sink as long as our Heavenly Father is resting in it, taking his rightful place in our lives. I told myself lies, that my dad didn't do enough, as if his efforts were meaningless. I mean, what does enough really look like? Unrealistic expectations, setting standards that I myself as a dad cannot meet. A distorted image in a mirror exposing our brokenness. It's crazy how losing the man I struggled to forgive made me appreciate all that he did. Our Sunday phone calls about sports and women. Hearing him tell me that he loves me. A father's voice was one that many of my peers longed to hear, yet discouraged from feeling as if their prayers had fallen on deaf ears. Praying for a breakthrough. Dreaming of a father like Uncle Phil, but instead got a handful of excuses like Lou, Chuck Deuces like Peace. Absent fathers cause us flatline hearts, that's why they call them deadbeat. No need to harp like David's sung. We have a father in heaven that's David's son. He shows his sons and daughters what it means and what it looks like to perfectly obey your father. And what it means and what it looks like for a father to perfectly love his children. I admit that I expected to receive from my earthly father what only our heavenly Father could give. He gave freely so that we can become sons and daughters. Our Father, who art in heaven, holy is his name. He wholly loves us even in our half-hearted attempts to do the same. His kingdom will come, and his perfect will steers his imperfect children to a perfect Father. Earth will be what God intended Eden to be, a place where the Father walks in perfect unity with his children. Jesus is our Father. He's the Father to the fatherless. He's fatherhood perfected. The essence of fatherhood is found in him, and not humanity's finite attempts to imitate our infinite Lord. The moment we unplug from our trustworthy outlet is the moment when you're dead man walking towards the lake of fire. Our Father is the bridge over troubled waters, and in him we live and we move and we have our being. Our Father is the source of life. He stamps us forgiven. He meets our needs, no need to wander, as the bread of life is the provider of daily bread. And as we taste of his goodness, we'll never be hungry. When we trespass against him, he welcomes the prodigal back. He loves us enough to lovingly correct his children when sin infects this body, yet lovingly becoming sin. His blood injected righteousness into his blood, correcting our disorder with the Father. Our Father.